Okay? So even though it's thin, this material, it reflects 98% of the radiation heat of the body back to you. So within 5 seconds we take away all that radiation heat loss. Someone can be around either because you cannot keep them awake, or the accident in itself, the trauma, the disease, is so severe that the person is rendered unconscious. When the body loses consciousness, what happens is that the whole body goes limp, basically. So arms and legs and everything becomes limp. That's not dangerous in itself. What makes it so dangerous is that if you lose consciousness, you lose your tongue reflex and you lose your gagging reflex. The tongue reflex, it's the reflex that always keeps our tongue out of our throat. When we're sleeping, let's say he was just sleeping like this, the tongue reflex would hold his tongue out of his throat so he could breathe through his mouth and nose. He would breathe underneath his tongue and into his lungs. That's his airways. If he loses consciousness, his tongue muscle becomes limp, and the force of gravity will draw the tongue down into his throat, suffocating him instantly. So if you cannot wake him back up immediately, he is actually suffocating now. How long can you suffocate before you're brain damaged? Oh, in 5 minutes you're brain dead.
Yeah.
Then all hope is gone. Then he's clinically dead. Permanent brain damage will occur within 2 minutes. So within 2 minutes, we need to lift his tongue out of his throat. Otherwise, he's permanently brain damaged. You know how to lift the tongue out of the throat?
No.
Pulling, right?
No,
Sorry.
no, easier. No, that's in the movies. In real life.
Get on the side.
No? Tilt the head as far back as you can. All human tongues are attached to the jawbone. If you tilt the head back, the tongue is drawn out on its own. You don't have to go into a person's mouth. If you're not a dentist, you don't have to go into another person's mouth. Just tilt the head back and the tongue will automatically. Much easier. Okay? If you haven't seen it illustrated before, this patient flat on the floor, tongue has fallen. Can you see how huge the human tongue is? A human tongue, about the same size as my phone, weighs approximately the same. Normally, this is no problem. Your tongue is held here by a reflex, so you can breathe underneath your tongue. If you lose consciousness, gravity will draw it, and you are suffocating. But just by tilting the head as far back as you can, it will automatically draw the tongue out. I'll show you. With our mannequin here, can I borrow your... Sorry. So, can you see? Flat, tongue down, suffocating. If you cannot wake, just grab the forehead, okay? And the jaw, and tilt the head as far back as you can, and keep it there. If you let go, they will suffocate again. So if you've given what we call free airways, you need to hold them. Once you've done that, figure out, are they breathing normally? Gurgling sounds, then the heart has stopped, and you will have to start CPR. If you give free airways and they have stopped breathing, it means also the heart has stopped and you will have to start CPR. However, if you give them free airways and they are still breathing normally, it's like almost like when we're fast asleep, you know, slow, steady breathing without snoring sounds. Slow, steady breathing is there for 10 seconds. Breathing is fine. Then we place them in the recovery position. Does everybody know the recovery position?
Mouth.
And so you don't know.
One elbow should be. I don't remember exactly. Yeah,
Like this. So this is the recovery position. Key thing here. I'll show you when you cannot wake a person back up, give them free airways, hold the free airways, then check their breathing. Figure out, is the breathing normal or not? If the breathing is still normal, place them into the recovery position. Start with both hands towards you, lift the knee furthest away, pull the knee, and that will flip them over. And head way back, make sure the mouth is open, and adjust elbow and knee. The key thing, head way back, mouth open. Okay? The reason, I'll go back, the reason why we place everybody who's unconscious but still breathing normally, the reason why we cannot leave them on their back, that we have to get them into the recovery position, is because when you lose your gagging reflex and the body goes limp, your stomach content will be, the bottom of the stomach is higher positioned than the bottom of the throat. So the vomit will start slowly pouring down the wrong way. When that vomit pours down into their throat and fills up, next time they continue to breathe, they will breathe their own vomit into their lungs. The acidic vomit will melt away the lung tissue, and without lungs, you cannot live further. You will die from that. So the point behind the recovery position is to get them in a position to allow vomit to pour out onto the floor instead of them breathing it in. We'll practice this. I'll show you again typically how we do it. There we go. So we try to wake up, give free airways, check that the breathing is normal. If the breathing is absolutely normal, one hand, two hands to the side, and then I'll freeze the frame here. You can see both hands towards me where I'm sitting. I catch the head and I just use the knee. I just pull on the knee to flip the person over. Did that make sense? When you want the person over, place both hands towards you, catch the head, use the knee, and just pull the knee. Do not drag shoulder or anything. The patient will flip over just by dragging the knee.
There is no preference of which size?
And I want you to practice the free airways, the check that the breathing is normal, and the recovery position. I want you to practice this with someone at home. Be a neighbor or a friend or a family. If you have kids, I encourage you to practice on your kids. Okay? That's why I'm showing you with my son here that he's trying to act and he's rendered unconscious. mum, what's the first thing we need to do to help them?
Take the helmet out.
Free airways.
Bring him on the side of the road.
Calm down. Take the helmet off so we can support the neck and the jaw. So we try to hold the head completely still as we carefully remove the helmet without moving the head. Okay? Can you see? So we remove the helmet. Once the helmet is removed, then we can lift the jaw or tilt the head like we practiced to give free airways so he can breathe again. So that's the first thing we do.
If the neck is already broken, then doing this wouldn't hurt much more than nerves.
Show you typically how I would do it. Wouldn't normally use a blanket like this. It's just I injured my knee playing hockey the other day, so it's a bit injury. But never mind that. I'll demonstrate so everybody can see, and then I want you to work 3 and 3 to do this. So everybody gets to drag off the helmet, catch the head, and so on. So if we are to get them into the recovery position, if you are more people, if you get a blanket next to them, when we place them in the recovery position, you get them on top of the blanket.
That's true.
It's only if you're enough people to plan. Okay? But now we'll focus on the helmet. Okay, so you sit there, you grab the neck and the jaw. I'll remove the helmet by pulling it. Can you see? I'm not lifting or twisting, I'm pulling the helmet.
Shall I open the mouth or?
Yeah, you can. It should be enough. And now my hand comes and helps as well. Once helmet is removed, it's my job to get the head. Now you can let go.
Yeah.
I give free airways. Now you open the mouth. Check the breathing is normal. Is the breathing normal?
Yes.
Okay. Then I've made, can you see, like a pillow? Ready? And now you get the body, that hand there. Now you use the knee. And wait, up with the knee. Yeah, there you go. And grab the shoulder as well this time. And the knee, hang on. And I'll count to 3 and then wait slowly, okay?
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, very slowly, one motion. Knee down on the floor, 90-degree angle. There you go. We'll get this elbow over here. Now, mouth is open. We've been able to get him into the recovery position without this, movement.